my watermelon and my peach and my grapes? Bloopers.
Stonebreaker, take one.
Yeah! How you doing? They call me Stony. My name's Chris Stonebreaker. Been with Valley Wide Fence for 25 years now. When I first started with Blue, I built fence for him. And basically back then it was me and one guy, you know, and Blue would get jobs, I'd go build them, you know, digging holes, setting poles, building fence. And then about a year in, Blue threw me into the shop. And I didn't know nothing about the CM machines, I didn't know shit. And Blue's like, you got it, you'll figure it out. And I didn't know how to weld, I didn't know how to do anything. And I figured it out, and you know, Blue came in and gave me little pointers that, hey man, this is what you do here, this is what you do there. And so I did that, and I started really enjoying that. And then Blue would be like, well, no, I need you out of the shop, I need you to go back and build fence in the field. So, all right, man, well, I'll go back and I'll build fence in the field. And I'm like, you know, I'm a pretty easygoing guy with that kind of stuff. I don't mind if people throw me around here and there, it's fine. You know, it's a job. I get paid the same no matter what I do. So when Redmond merged with us, I was totally against it. I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want, you know, I was like, hey man, what are we doing here? This ain't cool. And Blue's like, look man, we're doing this. So there was a lot of confusion. Like, you know, we were hearing, and you know, a lot of us were like, you know, this is whatever. They're crazy. They ain't doing that. There ain't no way they taking everybody like Powell all day. Man, we ain't heard nothing about this. This is whatever. My mindset back then is I had a big passion for building fence. It was like, you show up to work, you go to work, we're gonna get shit done and we're gonna go home. You know, and if something went wrong or something went, I mean, it was a fight. It was a fight every time something went wrong. There was no communication, there was no collaboration, there was no nothing. It was like, why is this broken? Why did that happen? Well, how come you let this happen? You know, hey dude, why weren't you here at work on time? You know, I mean, it was on. You know, you gotta see where we were coming from, be at work, and there ain't no messing around to, well, hey, you know, sit down, relax, let's think for a minute. And, you know, it was shocking. Like, it's hard to go from this to this. Make sense? Like, it was difficult. And it took like 3 years for me to get on board because I was just anti, this is BS, I'm not doing it. And finally, my lady got me to go to this trip to Florida, which I was refusing to go on. And so me and Nick ended up going to Florida, and that's when I first met Dennis and Rhett and everybody. And it kind of changed me really big time when I went to that, because I started to realize that Redmond is not a bad place. Like, they care about the people. And then it gradually got to be even better, because then it was like, Blue and I were kind of like this all the time. And when we got with Redmond, me and Blue started looking at each other in a different way, which was great. Like, I mean, we got a great relationship. Like, we were able to talk to each other better, and it just, the flow of things with Redmond was just amazing. And to this day, it's crazy. Like, I can't believe the change between him and I of where we're at today with Redmond. It's nuts. Blue came to me one day and he says, man, he goes, you know, man, he goes, you have a big impact on people. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, man, you know, if you come in a pissed off mood, I can see it in everybody. And the days you come in and you're smiling, you're happy, everybody's smiling and happy. He goes, and I didn't believe him at first, so I tried it and I tested it. I was like, oh shit, he's right. You know, like, yeah, this is true. So, you know, that little point there, it really changed how I come into work every day. Like, I work with them, I don't work at them. I take time, I let them come up with decisions. I'm gonna take that back just a little bit, because you know, before when I worked, I clicked with some of the guys I worked with, and we didn't even have to talk to each other all day long. We'd be out in the field, we'd just be busting going. And we didn't have to say 2 words to each other because we knew the next step. We knew what we were doing, we were rolling. But now it's really cool. Like, it is cool. working with them, teaching them, you know, showing them, but not doing it for them. The meetings that we do, that, you know, that we've had, we collaborate and we talk about, hey, this is what we could do. You know, the one thing I learned with Rhett a long time ago, and this is one thing that will always stick with me too with Rhett, is Rhett says, you know, you can come in with an idea. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, who else knows, you know, who else is involved with this idea? Because if it's just you, I don't want to hear your idea. I love that. I love that. 2 minds, 3 minds, 5 minds, 10 minds are better than 1 mind. And that's how I work now. I want to know. I want to know, what do you guys think? What do you know? I rearranged the shop. You know, I've been working down. Started in January at the shop, and I'm, you know, I got a lot more to go, but I stopped. Hey man, what do you guys think, man? If I did this, oh no, yeah, that would be great. But well, wait, what if we put it over? Cool idea. Let's talk for, you know, and I'll take that 10 minutes a day, or even if it's a half hour to sit down and collaborate with everybody. That is the big change. From barking at people to working with people. That's the change. That's probably one of a big cup filler for me, is just the people that, when I see people excited and happy and kicking ass and enjoying what they're doing, that fills me up pretty good right there. There was one TED Talk about a dad, and his son wanted to borrow the car. And he had got this brand new car, and he asked his dad if he could take the new car, and he had left the key in it, and the car rolled off into the ditch, and he went in and like, Dad, I wrecked your car, and Dad just said, well, I guess you'll have to take the old truck. That story changed me quite a bit, because I was that guy. I was that angry guy with my son and stuff. I was that guy. And after hearing that, I just made me think a lot about, why are you angry? What you so angry about all the time? And when you think about that to yourself, I'm going to guarantee you 90% of the time, whatever you're angry about is nothing. Is nothing to be angry about. You know, you spend 90% of your time at work. Well, make it enjoyable. Make the people around you enjoyable. And believe me, Redmond makes work a great, you know, you want to come to work and you want to do it. And Redmond makes that hands down the best that I've ever seen in any place I've been. At this point in the game, I guess my job is just, I don't know. I don't know, you know, I don't know. I really don't. Like, you know, we have people that, you know, if they don't show up that day, maybe I'll go fill that position, or maybe I got a customer that's upset and I'll have to go deal with that. You know, we had the front desk right now. You know, I don't even know the computer stuff, but I've learned it in a couple of days. Not my forte of things to do, but if I have to do it, I go do it. And so right now I'm helping out till we get that filled. You may get hired for this, but you might not be doing that down there. You know, I don't know. That's what's so awesome about Redmond. Like they let you be who you are, and in a way kind of teach you to be a better who you are, if you want to get engaged and you want to get involved with it, which I'm so grateful that I did. Like, I'm so grateful I did it, hands down. Like, it's amazing. Redmond, in my eyes, really, in my eyes anyway, makes it seem to really like self-reflect. You know, and you look at yourself, it's not about the job or the position or any of that bullshit. It's more to me about what's in here. You know, that's what I get from Redmond. I've learned a lot more about myself in the years that I've been with Redmond than I couldn't possibly imagine. I couldn't pay for an education to get what I've learned from Redmond. Like, and it means the world to me. It really does.